Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and today I wanted to talk about personality changing accidents. And I guess before I get into that, I would like to talk just a little bit about what makes you you. Like when you think about yourself beyond like physical characteristics and beyond, I guess, what other people, can see about you or your voice, the physical traits. And when you just think about like me, as in like your mind and or your consciousness, or if some believe that we will leave our body behind and live somewhere in an afterlife after we are dead, then what is that essence that of you that is separate from your body? And I don't know what made me start thinking about this. It's just something that popped into my head. Random things pop into my head every once in a while, and just trying to fathom what makes you you or me besides the physical. And one thing that kind of crossed my mind was I'd read about, and this is nothing that I've read about in recent news articles, but just things that I've read in articles and seen on TV shows and documentaries and stuff at random times, where someone will have some sort of accident, like a construction worker got a nail drove into his head and went into a specific part of his brain, and they're able to remove the nail, but like his friends and people in his family said, like after the accident, he was never quite the same, and not the same sense that now he's like, derp, 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 derp. He's like a normal dude, but he's just a different person now. Like some people even will have totally different preferences and like different foods, have a different taste for things. And I guess that's one part of what makes you you, like your personal biases and preferences and things that you like. Like some people might like girls with blonde hair and blue eyes, and some guys might like girls with brown hair and big titties. But or different foods that you like some people will be like, no, I don't like eating this, but I really like this, or certain taste for different things. And I guess some of that can go into like for taste for things. Maybe people have physically different taste buds that prefers certain types of food. I'm not exactly sure, but there's got to be a little bit of the physical in there. But a lot of the preferences just from things that you see, or your favorite color, your favorite, I don't know, things that you like to look at, and a lot of those biases can go into making you you. And people have said, like after accidents, that they're a different person, have different personalities, have different preferences. It's almost like they become a totally different person, and it's only from altering their brain. Like maybe in a car accident, and after they're in the car accident, one example is Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison was like a minister in a church, a preacher, and he got into a car accident, and then after he got into a car accident, his personality like totally changed, and he was like I don't know, just a totally different person. People in his family's like, after the car accident, he totally changed who he was as a person. And some of that might account into, when people face death, maybe they have just a different outlook on life. Life is short, and they just do what they want to do. It might not have anything to do with the physical properties of the brain, but there are definitely situations in which with like the nail in the head, or some sort of brain trauma, where someone comes out and they are a different person, and not from like a disability standpoint, but to their personalities totally change. And that just makes me think, how much of who you are, when you think of you separate from your body is really separate from your body, because I think a lot of it is just the way that your brain and your neurochemistry is interacting inside of your head and making you a different person than the next person. And if you alter that brain chemistry or the way that your whole brain is wired and the network, that you actually become a different person. And another one, there's a member in my family that got into a car accident, I think before I was even born. And after she got into the car accident, she had this, I don't know if it's like a, I wouldn't call it a fetish. I think of a fetish. It's like a hang up, something she had to do. She always had to have like super clean feet. And before she went to bed, she'd like wash her feet in the bathtub, and then she'd stand on a towel and scoot across the floor on a towel to get to her bed so that her feet didn't have to touch the floor before she got into bed. And I always thought that was kind of odd. She was the only person that I ever saw doing that, and when I was a kid, I didn't really think too much of it. But then you're like, why do you do that? No one else does that, and I think that one of my other family members had said like she was in a car accident, and ever since that happened, it's not like she changed well, I don't really know if she changed at all because I didn't really know her before the accident, but after the accident she just had that hang up where she had to wash her feet and scoot across the floor on a towel to get into bed so she had clean feet while she was sleeping, which that's kind of odd, and it probably had something to do with something rerouted in her brain, and I don't know. It's kind of odd, but let me know what you think as far as what makes you you. Do you think it's completely dependent on your physical brain, or do you think that you are something separate than your actual physical body? And that's pretty much all I have. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.
Elmer, that was probably one of your better games.
Shut up, Chive.